Hey everyone, my name is Casey Rain and we are The Violet Reality. Now, isn't it amazing when worlds collide? So, you know we love Prince. But what you might not know is that Kim and I are huge fans of virtual reality. We both have Oculus Quest 2 headsets, which are the latest headsets from Oculus, and we've been immersed in all sorts of virtual reality apps and games since we got them recently. Now, one thing that many virtual reality fans have in common is that we're fans of the book and movie Ready Player One. You might remember the movie from a few years back. We feel especially close to it, since Steven Spielberg actually directed much of it here in Birmingham where we live, and we actually saw some of the sets at the time. If you don't know the series, it's basically set in a future where most people in the world spend most of their time in a virtual reality game called the Oasis, which has thousands of worlds, adventures, activities, and quests. And the plot of the first book is that the guy who invented the Oasis sets up an elaborate game to find his heir, involving all sorts of adventures and games that are based around his deep love of 80s music, 80s movies, and science fiction. So, the second book in the series just came out, which I've just started to read myself. And I was intrigued when I saw that on their official social media, the Ready Player 2 account had posted a playlist containing no less than 14 Prince songs, one song by The Time, and one song by Sheila E. So 16 songs written by Prince. That's a lot of Prince content, and I wondered why so many. Well, upon reading the book, it turns out that Prince and his music play a huge part in the storyline of the book. It turns out that there's a virtual world within the Oasis that is named after the love symbol, but is referred to as the Afterworld. On this world, under skies of purple rain, the characters drive a little red Corvette to raid Paisley Park for musical artifacts that they need in order to defeat the Seven, which are 7 randomly generated incarnations of Prince from different eras in his life. And they discussed the idea that different incarnations of Prince would have support from different backup bands, like Third Eye Girl, whose incarnation of Prince can shoot beams from his glasses, and mentioned that if they were to come across Purple Rain era Prince backed by the Revolution, it would be an incredibly difficult battle. Now they need to do this in order to gain one of the shards to continue their quest. One of the artifacts they end up using is the Cloud Guitar, and amongst the 7 random incarnations of Prince that they end up battling, there are Cloud Suit Prince, Bat Dance Prince, and Get Off Prince. Additionally, the heroes of the book managed to recruit Morris Day and The Time as allies. Here's an excerpt from the book, and I hope you enjoy my reading voice. There are dozens of different NPC incarnations of Prince on this planet, depicting the Purple One during all the different phases of his career. Depending on which 7 incarnations we face, some of them may not have a backup band, like Proto Prince because he played every single instrument on his first 2 albums. But if Graffiti Bridge Prince shows up, he'll be backed by the new power generation. Side note, don't think that's completely historically accurate, but oh well. Back to the book. They will funk you up badly, my friend. The one you have to watch out for is Third Eye Prince, because not only does he shoot percussive blasts of sonic enlightenment out of his third eye, he's also backed up by Third Eye Girl. If we have to face Purple Rain Prince and he's backed up by the Revolution, we're probably done, because they're unstoppable, especially here on their home turf. Now here's the thing. Ready Player One was of course adapted into a big budget movie, as we mentioned earlier, and adapting this part of the story seems like it'd be pretty difficult. CGI versions of Prince might not be a concept that goes down too well on screen with the Purple Army. So I guess it's up to the Prince estate to decide if they'd be comfortable with this. It might be that they can work out a compromise. One benefit of this is that it would introduce Prince and his music to a massive new audience. Let's imagine that the upcoming Netflix documentary series and a movie of Ready Player 2 containing some version of this part of the storyline dropped in the same year. That would be a level of promotion much higher than anything we've seen from the Prince estate so far, and would prove to be hugely lucrative. Purple Army, I have to lay it out straight and ask, how do you feel about this? Do you feel okay about it in book form, but might feel differently if they attempted to adapt this part into the movie? Or are you unhappy with this in the book completely? We'd love to know in the comments. Personally, we feel this is fine and quite fun in the book, but we'd have some reservations about how it might get adapted into a movie. Basically, they need to tread carefully. There's possibly a way it could be done respectfully in movie form, but right now I don't have a clear vision of how exactly that might work. But one thing is for sure, it would certainly bring Prince's style and music to a new audience, and overall, that could end up being a good thing. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. We'll catch you next time. Peace and be wild.
Hi, I'm Elisa Fiorillo, and you're watching The Violet Reality on YouTube. All things Prince!